Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode. I am your host, Delana Watkins, host of the Women's Wellness Lounge. So, today is National Women's Health and Fitness Day. So, I am wearing my Pinky Promise shirt that I wore today as we were doing a walkathon fundraiser. And the whole initiative was to get women moving today. So we had an excellent time getting women moving all across, I'm going to not only say the country, but even internationally. I just received an email from London, from the UK, right outside of London, with Linda Humphreys with Strictly Healthy UK. She checked in and participated and did a walk earlier today. So I am grateful for her and all of the ladies that participated in all around the various states. We had Texas, Florida, Atlanta, New Jersey, New York, of course, here in Maryland. So thank you so much. The whole initiative basically was to get women moving on today because it was National Women's Health and Fitness Day. And part of those initiatives for our fundraiser was to go towards our Pinky Promise program, where we provide care packages for women who are currently undergoing treatment for breast cancer. So thank you all for that. Thank you to those that did virtual walking. We had a few women who are also checked in and did virtual walks, checked in during lunchtime and did some walks. So I am truly grateful for you not only participating, but also donating to the cause. So tonight's show got pushed by 30 minutes because we were out doing the walk. So my guest tonight is Kim Kobe, and I'm going to bring her on because we're talking about good health being a good habit. And so again, that falls right in line with National Women's Health and Fitness Day. Now, let me just bring her on to the show and I'm going to have her. Welcome, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Look, you heard me just talking about how I was out there walking. I was joking with my husband. I told him, I said, you know what, babe, we went to sleep and it was summer and we woke up and it was fall. Like what it just boom.
Right.
I had to go out in long sleeve. Like this is a sweatshirt. Like I had to go out in a sweatshirt. Whereas on what was that last Monday? It was 80 something, close to 90 degrees, and I was outside in a tank top. So just like that, we're now in fall. So we did our walk. It was amazing. When we walked, the air was nice and cool and crisp. So here we are. We are truly in fall here in Maryland.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So I want you to take an opportunity to introduce yourself to the guests on the show. Let them know who you are, what you do, and so that they'll know, because we're going to dive right on into good health being a good habit. So I want you to take an opportunity to tell them who you are and a little bit about yourself and your background.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kim Kobe. I am a board certified functional nutrition counselor and health coach. Um, Functional nutrition is it's a little sometimes it's a little difficult to describe what it is if you don't already know. But
Mm.
functional nutrition gets to the root causes of your illness. I like to use the analogy, you go to the doctor says you have XYZ, here's some pills, take 3 of these and call me in the morning. They don't really get down to why your body is doing what it's doing. And that's where I come in. I help you get to the root cause of what's causing your illness. And then we work to bring your body back into balance naturally with food, nutrition, and vitamins, minerals. And then as a health coach, I like to combine the two sometimes because it's not always easy to hear you have to change your lifestyle, you have to change the way that you eat, especially when we've been eating and sitting on the couch for years. That's all we know how to do. So, as a health coach, I help you to change those unhealthy habits that you may not realize that you have, and creating healthier habits that turn into a healthy lifestyle.
Ooh, I like all of that. I'm like here, like, yes, yes, yes. I love all of that. So we're gonna start right with what you said about the root cause. We're gonna start there and just work our way all the way around with that whole good health being a good
Yes,
habit.
ma'am.
So the root cause. So I think for you, I love that you did the analogy of going to the doctor and then the doctor saying, this is what we found and this is what you have to do. Take, take these pills, take this medicine, right?
Mhm.
So most people can relate to that. If they haven't themselves experienced it, they at least seen about it, heard about it, right? Or
Right.
maybe, like I said, experienced it. What I want you to do is, because I'm a big proponent of not subscribing to sick care, because what you just described is what we in
Absolutely.
the healthcare field describe as sick care. I'm always going to be, as a nurse, a health coach, a big proponent of us preventing more of that proactive preventive measure.
Mhm.
So when you talk about a root cause, give me an example of one of your clients that maybe had that interaction with their physician, and the physician said, okay, you have this going on, hypertension, or you're pre-diabetic, or whatever the case may be. And I want you to, start taking this metformin or glipizide or whatever.
Yes.
How do you work backwards from there once they have contacted you and you then begin to peel away the layers to help them with that functional medicine part, the root cause? Let's start there.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. We peel back all of the layers.
Mhm.
Um, so to get to the root cause, of course, people want a quick fix. There's
Right.
no such thing as a quick
Yeah.
fix. It
No.
took possibly years for you to get to the way that you are. It's going to take months, maybe years to reverse it.
Mhm.
But in the meantime, you will start to feel better. Um, you said metformin. I had a client who came in with thyroid.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, or so we thought. So the doctor thought it was thyroid issues.
Okay.
Wanted to take the thyroid out and this and that. We're like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's
Right.
back things
Whoa.
up a little bit.
Yeah. Whoa.
She started gaining weight.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
excuse me. Started breaking out in her face. Was getting little chin hairs and a mustache,
Mhm.
and
Classic.
everything that she did. She said, I tried every diet possible, but I could not lose the weight.
Mhm.
I exercised, I watched calories, I
Uh-huh.
did this, I did that. I said, okay, let's stop. Let's back it up. Doctor says you have thyroid. I don't care about the thyroid. I care about what your body is doing.
Mhm.
So I always start with the gut immediately. The
Yes.
first thing I do. I know a lot of us
Uh-huh.
older people,
Mhm.
our parents always told us,
Uh-huh.
but illness starts in the gut. Oh, you have a cold? Here, take a laxative.
Right. And we wondered why they did that. Here, take this castor oil,
Exactly.
to Uh-huh.
Exactly. So we start with the gut. Um, did some organic testing, found out that it wasn't necessarily thyroid,
Mhm.
but what was happening was this patient had insulin resistant polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, or
PCOS.
PCOS.
Yes, PCOS. I'm gonna put that up there too on the screen for those of you who don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yep.
we had the option of going natural, all natural, but I one medicine that I do like metformin for my
Mhm.
clients. So I don't just ask the doctor completely out. I actually work with the doctor to create a health team, because that's what you need. You need a health team.
Right.
And I tell them,
Absolutely.
this is what I found. The insulin levels, the testosterone levels, they were all over the place. This is what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Can you prescribe metformin? I can't prescribe it. That's why I need to work with your doctor.
Right. Yes. So let's stop right there.
Mhm,
How did you so she came in with all these issues. So let's back up. The woman comes in. She says, "My doctor thinks my thyroid is insufficient and, is possibly talking about doing, surgery."
mhm,
She's tried various diets, exercising, watching what she eats, present with some facial hairs breaking out, as well as was unable to lose weight. Probably was seeming like she was gaining weight with all the effort
mhm.
that she was putting in. You said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, let's stop. I want to check your gut. I don't want to know I kind of want to know what's happening, what's going on with your body." So you check the gut microbiomes or whatever, and you're doing that. How did you then find out that it was PCOS? Was there a specific test that you did? And the other issues that you identified with the insulin resistance, which that's huge. And what was the other thing you identified? Insulin resistance. Oh, her testosterone levels
Mhm.
were all over the place. So what specifically did you say, "I'm going to take a look at to determine that this is what I see"?
So when my clients came in, well, this client, she had the tall tale signs,
Yeah,
with the I tried everything. I'm
yeah,
not losing weight. I'm actually gaining weight. The facial hair. So that automatically tells me, let's look at hormones.
right, yeah. That
Let's
automatically
do a
kinda
full
pointed you in the
CBC and
direction
dip.
anyway, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That pointed you in the kind of the directions like,
Mhm.
"Okay, yeah, we need to go down this road." Okay,
Yeah. So I do like a full CDC,
okay.
CBC, CBC
Right,
and dip.
CBC, right, mhm,
Um, I do I did my own. Well, she had her thyroid panels, and it just wasn't adding up.
okay,
I don't
mhm.
even understand how the doctor got to thyroid with
What
her.
she had, right,
Yeah,
with the T3 with the results that she had for T3
right.
and T4, okay,
Yeah. So that's pretty much the CBC with diff. I check the hormone levels.
okay,
The testosterone was what told me, okay, she had high levels of testosterone.
okay,
Let's this is what's causing, the facial hair and the acne,
mhm.
and it's pointing me
So that
to
it was
the cause.
pointing you to what you were seeing physically, you were able to kinda,
Right.
lab work supported what you were seeing.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly. So
yeah,
with a change in diet, change in lifestyle, and when I say lifestyle changes, we look at everything, to sedimentary lifestyle. What type of toxins are you exposing yourself to?
mhm,
Everything from, is there mold in your house, to what makeup are you wearing?
right. That's huge. Yeah. Yeah, you have to look at everything again because, when you think about it, our skin is an organ, the
The biggest
largest organ.
organ we have.
Yep, the largest organ, and it is sometimes the first, defense that we have, and it is also a portal of entry as well. So I think, doing that and having, your clients understand that because what's the first thing that we're all thinking about? It's what we're
What we're
eating,
eating.
right? And not necessarily that whole, topical, what you're putting on your
Right.
skin type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we work, of course, we work to heal the gut, because that is number one. Um, Clean eating
Mhm.
as much as possible. Stop with the restaurants, stop with the carry
Yes.
out and the fast food. Cook
Mhm.
your food at home, as much color as possible.
Yeah.
Um, I tell my clients, try to not be vegan,
Mhm.
but eat meat a couple times a week.
Sparingly.
Yes.
Yeah. Consider meat a treat is what I tell my clients. Consider meat a treat. Don't make meat like that
The
main
main
go-to source
portion
of yeah,
of every
it's
meal.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, make meat a treat. Now, for the insulin resistance, what part of the results that you saw helped you to come to that conclusion that she was experiencing insulin resistance? Was it a specific lab that you drew, or was it you asking her to report to you what her glucose readings were? And glucose, for those of you who don't understand, it's when you check your blood sugar.
Well, we did run some panels. I forgive me, I forget the name of the test that we do, but there's an organic test that we get from one of our labs, and unfortunately, it is not cheap. Um,
Okay. Okay.
I I forget the name off the top of my head. I have to log in and go in and see it to
Okay.
recall.
No, no, no. So, but there is a test. I mean, I guess the
Right.
biggest thing that I'm trying to make sure that the viewers understand and know is that there is a test that
Absolutely.
can be performed to do it. Because I also was trying to sit and think of it as I was asking you the question. So I was hoping you were going to remember it
Oh,
because
I'm
my
sorry.
mind was saying glucose tolerance, but I know that that's not what it is. But especially not to give us the insulin. Well, it
Well,
could kind of
that is one of them. Yeah.
yeah, that is one of them. It can give you some idea as to how well the body is secreting insulin to deal with the glue. So that could kind of give you a little bit of a snapshot. But I know that there is another test that you could do that really would show,
Right.
yeah, the peaks. And it's not the A1C. The A1C really is just a 3-month look back again as to how your body is doing with your blood glucose levels. So that was good. You were able to pinpoint for her the various things that was going on with her body outside of it just being the thyroid.
Hmm.
Um, recommend a diet change, a lifestyle change, which again just goes back to it really. I always say to my clients, when you think about it, it seems so elementary. It's like you hear the same, you know, cluster of things, you know, eat this, don't do that, do this, avoid that. It almost seems like, you could play a musical, but the action and actually being able to do it, working with a coach, having an accountability partner,
Exactly.
and someone who's knowledgeable is usually the difference between people that are successful and do well and those that aren't. So, you know, I'm a big proponent in, when you are again, not trying to tap into sick care, but are really trying to be proactive rather than reactive about your health, that you definitely need someone on your team, who can help you and guide you through that and individualize it. So is that
Yes.
something that you are a big proponent of that you do for your clients as
Absolutely.
well?
I tell what works for one is not going to work for another.
Right.
You have to pay attention to your body, and that's one of the things that I walk my clients through as a part of under my health coaching hat.
Right. Right.
um, we do a lot of journaling. I want to know. You need to know
Mhm.
what you're eating, how that food is making you feel,
Yes.
not just oh I'm sleepy but is your tongue itchy? You
Mhm.
know, is your left index finger throbbing?
Right.
What's happening? Are
Mhm.
you having
Mhm.
palpitations? Did you, I don't know, get a little bit of a rash? Did you
Mhm.
get congestion in your throat?
Right. Yep.
Because you need to know that because
Mhm.
you may have food sensitivities or food allergies that you may not realize that you have. And by continuing to eat these foods,
Mhm.
you're causing detriment to yourself.
Right. Absolutely. And here's the other thing that I've realized, and it wasn't until I really started getting into doing a little more coaching and counseling that we eat, but we eat for all the wrong reasons. Meaning that we eat not to feed and nourish ourselves, which
You eat
is what we
socially.
should be doing, but rather we eat out of necessity. And we don't spend time doing exactly what you just said, meaning
Right.
there is no relationship that's garnered with food. Because I think part of it is we don't sit down and around the table like we used to.
Right.
When we were growing up, it's dinner time. Dinner time registered in your head that you knew that you had to come and be wherever your dinner table was and sit eat. Now dinner could be wherever you are.
Right. And
It can
mom
be
cooks.
whenever you want it to be. Yeah. You know? So I think that we lost some connection in that, and so it makes it easier to either overeat or eat what you want, um, and that's just kind of part of what I've been able to, assess just based on, like, working with clients. What is some of the eye openers that you get or have you noticed around, some of your clients as it relates to really trying to delve into their eating habits and, how they eat, what their relationship to food is?
So people don't realize that digestion starts. Digestion can start when you're thinking about food.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the salivation starts
Uh-huh.
happening in your mouth because your body's getting ready to digest the food that you bring in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll grab something. We're always rushing. We literally throw it down our throats. So we're
Yep.
not chewing. We're
Mm-hmm.
not giving the saliva a chance to do what it's meant to do, break down the foods, to start the digestion process before it gets into your stomach. So that's
Exactly.
one thing that I really hone in on is not just what you eat, but how you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down, take your time, and
Exactly.
eat your food. Chew. Put your fork down in between bites.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're with your friends or family, make it a game to yourself. Be the
Right.
last one to finish your food.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
just because you have food on your plate does not mean you need to eat it.
Eat it. Yes, absolutely. Doesn't mean back to that concept I just shared about the clean the plate, clean your plate club. Like it's dinner time, so everybody has to
Right.
come eat, and everybody's, and you can't get up until you finish all your food type of mentality. So yeah, that's totally different. Now, I was
Absolutely.
just I don't think I was reading it. No, it was on I saw on the news. They were talking about the obesity rate in America has doubled in some states and even tripled in a few in the last 10 years. And the demographic of people that it's affecting are the younger adults.
Mhm.
And it's attributed to what we just talked about, number one, that it's dinner time, and that it's fast food that they're consuming. They sit in front of the games, they're gaming a lot. Um, And then I personally also think and attribute it to the quality of our food. It's nothing
Absolutely.
like it is. It's trash. If I really want
Absolutely.
to be plain and frank, which for me on this show, the Wellness Lounge, the Women's Wellness Lounge, we keep it real, raw, and relevant. The food,
It's not even food.
it's trash. It's trash. And so, Kim, I want to, for the last couple minutes that we have, I want to move into talking about that functional nutrition part, the
Mhm.
quality of our food. So,
Absolutely.
I feel like, and I know you probably from experience and even from, studies will know that the food that we're eating is so um
Nutrient depleted.
artificially, yeah, it's so toxic and artificially infused that our bodies has had to figure out how to even digest it. Like I feel like it has totally morphed our DNA to
Absolutely.
be able to figure out, well, what is this? What is this I'm supposed to process? You put a tomato in your mouth, or you put a burger in your mouth, or whatever it is you're eating, but I don't recognize it as that. So it's like, let me figure out how I'm going to,
Right.
digest and deal with that. So talk to that a little bit about the quality of the food and what's happening on a cellular level when it comes to us eating trash, because that's literally what
Okay.
it is.
Well, first, let's start with what is food.
Mhm.
Food is what we need to take into our bodies and nourish our bodies.
Yep. That's what it says.
Now, if you go into your pantry, people shouldn't even have pantries, number one.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. There shouldn't be
Your
anything in a
pantry
box,
should be where you put your napkins and your paper towels and your plates and all. For real. Okay, but
anything,
go ahead. I digress.
anything that comes in a box, in a jar, in a
Mhm.
can. I want you to read the back.
Mhm.
Read the ingredients and tell me what part says food.
Yeah.
It's not food. I don't know what that stuff is that they're putting in these processed
Uh-huh.
foods
Yeah.
that our body doesn't recognize and
Mm-mm.
can't break down to nourish our bodies.
Yep.
Um, if you really want to get into what it is that you're supposed to eat whole foods.
Yes.
The
Yep.
color, eat the rainbow, organic, because
Mhm.
the pesticides that they're putting in
Woo.
the fields is killing us.
Woo.
It's causing the Alzheimer's. It's causing
Mhm.
the autism. You wonder why we have more kids with autism now
Mhm.
than we did however many years
20
ago.
years ago, 10,
It's
15,
because of
20
the
years ago.
pesticides.
Yep.
The soil that they're growing our food in has no more nutrients.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff
Yeah.
gets through your gut brain barrier, and it goes straight to your brain,
Right to your brain.
and it causes an inflammation, and that's why we see a lot of the diseases that's associated with the brain.
Right.
And that's
Right.
again why we go back to the gut. But you have to eat organic. You have to eat the rainbow. All of
That's
your
what I was
fruits,
gonna say, the
your
organic
vegetables.
rainbow. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, the organic rainbow.
If
That's
you're
what we have
going
to
to
do.
eat meat, then eat that grass-fed, organic, the
Mhm.
expensive stuff at the grocery store.
Right. At the end of the day, basically, that's what we're
Yeah,
trying to say. Eat the expensive stuff at the grocery store, that the
exactly.
aisle, that outer perimeter. I always say to my clients, if it comes in, like you said, a bag, a box, a can, think 2, 3, maybe even 4 times about it. I try to
Yeah.
tell them, if even if that's the route you're gonna go, try to get foods that have no more than 4 ingredients on the label, because I'm not gonna say that everything that I consume doesn't necessarily not come out of a box or a bag. However, I do make sure that it's has as less ingredients as possible, and I try
Mhm.
to eat as fresh and as whole, raw, and organic
Right.
as possible 80% of the time. You when you do that, your body will thank you for it. You'll begin to feel so much more lighter, so much more energetic because your
Oh,
body's not having to work so hard to digest and figure
right.
all this
You'll be
out.
able to sleep.
Yes, you'll be able to
And what
sleep.
happens when you sleep? Your body heals
Right.
itself. But
Mhm.
only when you sleep. You have to sleep.
Yep, exactly. And that's what we're saying. All of this happens at a cellular level. So
Exactly.
again, what you're doing, when you're eating, it's more than just satisfying you with every forkful. It truly should be nourishing and fueling at a more cellular level.
It really
And
should.
yeah, our nutrition plays a huge part in a lot of sickness and illness, our inability to either be well or to get us to a state of wellness. Mm,
Yes. So
it's
back to
huge.
that, eating expensive at the grocery store. I know some people will say, well, it just costs too much. My answer to that is you're either going to pay for it now
Oh, yeah.
or you're going to pay
Mhm.
for it later in the way that you feel and in doctor bills.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
so it's
Balance it out. Balance it out. Everything has a hidden cost. So I saw this quote and I forget who it was by, but it was like a Big Mac isn't just $3.99.
whew,
A Big Mac costs you your health. Netflix isn't just 19.99 a month, it costs you your time. So, like, when you are trying to equate, various things and you're looking at the price of it, to me, health really does not have a cost associated with it because without it, everything then becomes an expense.
absolutely.
Yeah, you
I
have to look at
agree.
it in a grander view than it just being, "This is what I have to pay for this," or, "This is how much it costs. If I wanna eat healthier, I gotta go do X, Y, and Z, or shop here or shop there." For me, once you begin to do it, just like with anything, once you do it and you see, feel, experience the benefits, price doesn't even play into it.
Right. Exactly. Like I said, you start to sleep
You
better. You get
Yeah, big time. Oh, okay, Kim froze there for a second. She was commenting on, my comment about, okay, there you go, you're back.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Nope, you went out for a second, no worries. You were commenting on what I was talking about with the expense piece of it, the cost association, so big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. But when you do start to eat healthier and you start to bring in that rainbow into your diet,
Mhm.
you start to sleep better. You get energy that you didn't realize that you had. That
Absolutely.
brain fog goes away.
Ooh,
You're
yeah.
clear,
Yep.
and you're thinking all because you decided to change the way that you eat.
Absolutely. Yep. So, Kim, this has been an amazing discussion.
I
The
could talk
biggest
for
thing.
hours
Right.
on
Yeah,
this.
I look up, I'm like, "Dang, that was 30 minutes already? Gosh," like, I still got, like, 4 or 5 more things that we could, like, go down this whole, discussion about, as it relates to health and even especially on the functional nutrition. So,
Mhm.
of course, I have to have you back on the show.
I'd be
And
happy
then
to.
what I'd like for us to do then is maybe talk about healthy swaps and what that looks like for
Okay.
people. Because just like with anything, when we're talking about doing something different, it kind of, some people are met with hesitancy
Mhm.
when you look at it. But if you make it something that they can visually see themselves doing or envision themselves doing, I should say, it does make that transition a little smoother for them because they can see themselves in the change. They can visualize themselves giving up some French fries, for something a healthier version of it. And us being able to say to them, this is what your plate should look like when it's full of, the rainbow, and when it's
Right.
organic. Doesn't this look filling? Doesn't this look delicious? Your
Right.
body will thank you for it. So sometimes when, you're able to envision yourself eating this rather than just thinking, oh, I don't want to eat that, or oh, that's, such and such. But when we can kind of give them some visualization and be able to help them to make that transition a lot smoother. All right. So, where can our viewers and listeners find you and follow you on social media? I'm going to put your website up so that they have that, but you also share with them how they can find you on social media.
Okay. So, of course, you have my website, affirmwellnessllc.com. You can email me, Kim at affirmwellnessllc.com. Social media. Oh, I am so social media illiterate. Um,
I know it's definitely Kim Kobe on social media. That's how I
yes,
found you.
thank you, Kim Kobe on Facebook, but
Hmm.
I think I also have an Affirm Wellness as well on Facebook
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Affirm Wellness on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, I do believe I think I've seen that because I think I tagged that on there on the show. But what do you have coming up? Do you have any special events coming up? Do you have anything that you want to share with us as it relates to events, either coming up soon or in the future?
Sure. I'm always doing group coaching classes. So you can
Okay.
just go to my website and I'll have information there on when my next group coaching class is coming up. Um,
Okay.
I also have a small business expo coming in January 11th. I know that's crazy. I'm a functional nutrition counselor. How did I get to
Yeah.
a small business expo? But back when I was
That's
starting my business,
resources when you have that. Yeah, that's
exactly.
like another way to, let that whole with the resources with the small business. I like participating in stuff like that because it gives me access to other people and their
Exactly.
businesses and what they offer.
And when I was starting my business, I didn't know where to go to get some of the resources that I needed. So I said, there
Right.
has to be a place. There has to be somewhere. You know what? I'm just going to do it. So,
Yeah. I always say we do stuff out of pain or out of
yes.
purpose or out of lack. So, for
So
you, it
that'll
was
be
probably
coming.
painful that you didn't have that. So,
So that'll be coming to the Bel Air Armory on January 11th.
okay. And is there info? Well, you probably because it's in January. Do you have information out about that yet,
I
or it's
do.
going to be?
Actually has its own website. It's
Okay.
awstartup.com.
AW Startup.
Yes,
Okay.
.com.
Perfect. All right. awstartup.com. I'm going to put that on there as well, so maybe they can see that. awstartup.com. Let me add that on there so you guys can see that. awstartup.com. So go there, find out more information. Are you still looking for vendors for that?
I am still looking for vendors and
Okay.
sponsors. Um, Vendors, don't be uh, afraid of the price. Call me.
Okay.
I'm
See?
willing to work out a barter system.
I love it. You heard her. Well, I love, I'm big on that. All right, Miss Kim,
Yes,
thank you
let's hope
so
it does
much for
well.
being our guest tonight on the
Thank you
Women's
for
Wellness
having me.
Lounge Show, where we bring you real conversations, raw stories, and relevant information. Kim Kobe is a functional nutritional counselor. Make sure you go to affirmwellnessllc.com and check her out. And you
Thank you.
guys, I will see you back here next Wednesday at regular time, 8 o'clock.
Thanks.
Thank you.